So let me get this straight, just so I could clarify it. You don't want to go back to Mexico. You're protesting to stay away from Mexico. But you're waving the Mexican flag and you're waving it with pride. You're waving it in the United States, the country you're trying to stay in, the country you don't want to leave. But yet you're waving the Mexican flag with pride. Okay. That seems normal to you? That seems logical? That's not stupid at all? None of that's stupid. All right. You guys are an embarrassment to the Mexican culture and to the United States culture. You guys are an embarrassment to everybody around you, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Are illegal immigrants more important than Americans? I'd like to hear an answer.
Why are people illegal?
Why are illegal immigrants more important than homeless people sleeping on the streets? Why do we, in one of the biggest economies here in California, take care of illegal immigrants, but our people are sleeping on the streets? I'd like to hear an answer to that. Why? Nobody can ever answer that question. Why don't people put American citizens first, but illegal immigrants get everything? And I hope you post this. I want this to go viral because I give a damn and I care about my community. My dad is a retired Navy captain. He served our country honorably. My grandfather is a retired Navy captain, and I'm doing my part to help our country. The Democrat Party does not put our people first. They put sanctuary cities first. They put illegal aliens first. They tax us. They tax our water. You can't even do laundry and shower on the same day. While Nancy Pelosi is getting hundreds of thousands of dollars, robbing our pockets, not doing anything for our people, not passing legislation, passing out pens like they're candy.
Get it out! Run!
Right there. Someone just got shot.
Hello and welcome back to Humble Not Timid. It's been a long week. Really ain't been long, but it seemed long. And happy late Father's Day to everybody. You know, I hope y'all had a good Father's Day weekend. You know, it was a lot of things been happening this past week. We done had the riots, we done had the protests, we done had the raids. We've had a lot of things going on. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna speak about a few things. I'm gonna show y'all a few little clips that I done been coming across over the week, and we'll talk about a few other things that we didn't see. You know, that some people might not really be. There's some people talking about certain things, and there's some things that, you know, it seems like people just don't want to speak about so much. So we're gonna go ahead and throw our little 2 cents in on everything. See how it goes. Humble Not Timid. Another voice, another choice.
Getting mad at me playing, but they taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to get. See, I'm so drunk, I ain't going nowhere. I'm so drunk, I'm right here, right here. I'm so
Hey, to all the soldiers all across our nation's capital and all across the world, happy birthday, soldiers. We're proud of you. And I want to say you represent an unbroken line of greatness, of excellence. And one of the things the President of the United States has told his entire administration, from the Vice President on down, is that we must remember that the young men and women who put on the uniform and serve this nation are our most precious resource. We must honor them, we must respect them, we must fight for them, and that's exactly what the Trump administration aims to do every single day.
Now you see JD there when he gave his speech. That was what the parade was supposed to be about. I know everybody wanted no kings protest day and whatnot, whatever. Right now, and at this point, I really think that, it's not even that they're really trying to protest nothing. They're just trying to find a reason for everybody to get together on the left and destroy some stuff and get out there and just be destructive. Because the reality of it is, no matter how you feel about anything, it was supposed to celebrate our soldiers. That's what the parade was. I know that you didn't have to wake up in the morning and say, "Happy birthday, Donald Trump," because his birthday just happened to fall on it. You could have just celebrated the soldiers. And then the day after was Father's Day, But here we go, almost a week later, and they're still out there protesting either way. What exactly is it that they're trying to accomplish here? I really don't understand it. And then the thing about it is, then you got these idiots out here that really believe that, we should have open borders. I don't think some of these people really understand exactly the ramifications of everything that'll happen if we just shut down and don't have no borders. You won't have no country. This great country that you swear up and down that you love and you want to be a part of, it won't be that no more. It will be something totally different. It will become that which they're trying to leave and run away from. That's exactly what'll happen. So with all that, they're still out here talking like dummies. And then you hear people like this that want to speak left and right.
To America because we think it's a better country. We move here because it's a little less worse than our other countries. Because you're stupid to think that we moved to this country for some hot dogs and some baseball. We have better vibes, music, food, culture, history, literally all of the above. We just moved here because we are looking to make more money and offer a better chance for our families. Did you know that the minimum wage a day, not an hour, a day in Mexico is not even 15 American dollars? Not even 15 American dollars. Right now with $15 in San Diego, I could go maybe buy a matcha and half of a granola bar, honey. If you support ICE, you support people getting destroyed. If you support families getting destroyed, I hope you rot in hell. And I will see you there, babes.
So you see, the range people like this make me laugh. They have me rolling because it's like, okay, hold up a second. If you truly believe that this is what I don't get is if the circumstances are really that bad in your country, why are you not fighting in your country as hard as you are, as hard as you're fighting to come here and stay here, and as hard as you're fighting for other people to come here? Why are you not fighting for those countries to become better? You know what I'm saying? It's like really you're a coward because you want to come to the guy that wants to be nice to you and you want to try to punk them out. You know what I'm saying? And then find out when you find out you FO, you know what I'm saying? That it's not going to happen the way you think it's going to happen. But then at the same time too, instead of going back over to where you coming from, swearing up and down that it's that bad. So if it's less than $15, $1,000 stretched out about 2 months worth of pay. So I get that, but even at that though, why not fight over there for the rights? Fight for the rights to make it a better place. Why are you not mad at the Mexican government for the Mexican government not treating their people properly? Why do y'all let the cartels run over? And then you get mad because, if we dare call the cartel, oh, you call the cartels terrorists. I've had some people sit there and tell me that, oh, he was wrong for labeling them terrorists. Are you kidding me? So you're griping about this place, and then at the same time, you don't want to go back to this place. Are you serious? That doesn't make no sense. Make that make sense to me. And then you heard her at the end. I hope y'all paid attention. She said, oh, man, I'll see you in hell. I hope you rot in hell. I'll see you there. Because you already know where you going to go. So we're going to go ahead and leave that one at that. But some of these people make no sense with the things that they be doing.
Physical confrontation involving Senator Padilla. It happened right in front of correspondent Bill Malugin, and he's here to tell us what happened. Good evening, Bill.
Yeah, Aisha, good evening to you. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem had been giving a press conference for just a few minutes or so when I heard somebody to my right yell out to her and interrupt her. I initially thought it was just a protester. Then I saw security grab that person, turn him around, and push him back. That's when I realized, oh, wow, okay, this is Senator Alex Padilla. I pulled out my phone and shot this video.
I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the Secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen...
So you can see Secret Service agents getting physical with Senator Padilla. There was some pushing and shoving both ways. The senator yelled out, "I'm Senator Alex Padilla." They ultimately forcibly removed him from the room, but things continued out in the hallway. Take a look at this. Padilla staffers posted their own video of him being taken down to the ground by these agents. He was temporarily handcuffed before ultimately being released. Senator Padilla then held a press conference outside the building just a short time later.
Now y'all see that right there, man. That's Senator Padilla Pendejo. Let's call him like that. But you know, because the thing is if you watch the clip, man, I mean, the man was trying to force his way into up on stage, up to the podium. You can't force your way into a situation and then get mad when they push you back. Everybody knows this. Everybody, especially if you're a person of color and all that, right? You know, since everybody wants to talk about, being a person of color, you know, you can't sit there and push your way up on there and not expect to be manhandled. That's, I mean, and then on top of that, you're supposed to be a senator, so you're supposed to have some kind of decorum about yourself. But, you know, these people here, and all of a sudden, everybody's so ghettofied out. So, I mean, if you're going to take a ghetto route, then you're going to end up with ghetto results. That's just the plain truth about it, you know. So, it's clear as day, you know, these people, a lot of these Democrats are really trying to just, try to show out so they can see if they can get some attention, you know. I told you, a lot of them trying to step up and see if they can be the leader. Everybody wants to be the big dog now. So, you know, the seat's wide open. There is no king on their side of the aisle. So they're all trying to step up to see who's going to be the big bad wolf to take the stand.
What happened in the video of that room when he was physically taken out, and you heard just now his response, and I understand you had a personal conversation with him as well. So what do you want to say about all of this?
You know, what I would say is we were conducting a press conference to update everyone on the enforcement actions that are ongoing to bring peace to the city of Los Angeles. And this man burst into the room, started lunging towards the podium, interrupting me and elevating his voice, and was stopped, did not identify himself, and was removed from the room. So as soon as he identified himself, appropriate actions were taken. But I would say that, I had a conversation with the senator after this. We sat down for 10 to 15 minutes and talked about the fact that nobody knew who he was. He didn't say who he was, that until he was had been lunging forward and people were trying to detain him for quite a period of time, and that this, we're leaders, we're public servants. And if he had requested a meeting, I would have loved to have sat down and had a conversation with him. That coming into a press conference like this is political theater. It's wrong, and it does a disservice to this country and the people who live here.
So, I mean, you got to understand that, so you see Noam there, she's sitting there talking about how they're going to, it was kind of really one big misunderstanding. But then at the same time, too, though, man, you really, truly cannot just push up in there. If you watch that video, you can see that man was being confrontational. So there's no way you can convince me that man, look, if I was to go in there like that and you seen me on camera pushing up against somebody as they were trying to push me back, they're trying to hold me in, hold my composure, and I'm just determined I'm going to do what I'm going to do, it's going to be a whole debacle. And then you're going to say that I'm the bad guy. But see, the thing is, it's all political games, all political rhetoric, how they put it, But the thing is, though, man, is you so this is the thing, too, though, is then they're going to turn around and they're actually trying to get these people out. And then they're going to try to pay these people. They're not even trying. They're offering to pay these people. You get $1,000 if you self-deport and you get the chance to come back. So, I did the math the other day on it. If, you look at the difference between a day pay from the peso to the dollar. And we're just going to do the peso. And then you look at it like that, the $1,000 stretches out to about 2 months worth of pay. So you get to self-deport. which means you get to keep all your stuff, everything that you got while you was here, plus the money you got while you was here. You don't go to jail. You get your car, you pack your car up with all your stuff, you take it with you, and they give you 2 months worth of pay. And then you got all the Americans here that, I'm still going to work every day and I don't get no extra money for just having extra money. It would be nice, I mean, we can get another stimulus check. That'd be cool, but whatever. But even with that though, and you get the chance to come back. So, and then they want to throw in there, they want to talk about, we'll throw and look at this real quick because, Trump had made a statement, that everybody has been talking about over the past week. He got a little backlash on the statement because he kind of gave a little glimpse of, we do have people here that have been contributing and doing what they're supposed to be doing. And we're going to have to think about doing something about that.
Our farmers are being hurt badly by, they have very good workers. They've worked for them for 20 years. They're not citizens, but they've turned out to be, great. And we're going to have to do something about that.
So what are your thoughts on that? Because we've been, hearing that anyone who's here illegally will be removed because they've broken the law by crossing over. And obviously the president is citing at least one situation where he wants to see a different approach.
Well, the president wants to enforce the law, and people who've come into this country illegally have broken the law. There are Department of Labor programs and regulations that we can utilize, and he recognizes that there's a very big difference between those who perpetuate criminal activity and are in trafficking and drug trafficking, and those who have been here who want to be a part of the American dream. I still continue to encourage people to self-deport. Go out there and self-deport. When you get home, you will have the opportunity to receive $1,000 from the United States of America. We will pay your way, and you'll get the chance to come back here legally through these programs that we can utilize. And that's what the president wants to see. He recognizes that they're good people, but there needs to be application of the law in this country. That's what he ran on and what he'll deliver.
They're misunderstanding the people who've been here 30 years, whatever, 20, 30 years, 40 years already, and they've been in the country illegally, and they haven't made no uprising. Haven't done anything stupid. They've come here and became Americans. No matter where you're from. Nobody's telling you to forget where you're from, but at the same time, too, they came here and they're becoming Americans. Okay? But, even with that, though, he gave them a little glimpse of, we might be able to do something for them, and everybody just ran with it, and they just wanted to try to take his words and say all of a sudden, oh, he's a coward, and he couldn't make it, and he couldn't deport the millions of people. So now all of a sudden he's weak, right? So that's funny to me because if you show a little bit of mercy, then all of a sudden you're weak. But then at the same time too, though, if I put the hammer to the pedal to the floor on you, I'm just a bad guy. It's a setup for failure. That's really all it is. And it's not that you're going to set Trump up for failure, y'all. You're going to set up our country for failure. So we got to find a way to stop doing that. Okay, because we're really trying to set ourselves up for failure here. It's not going to help us in the end.
We don't have avenues for people to come here legally to work or to build a home here. I'm going to be really crude right now. We're not going to have anybody around to wipe our asses because we don't have enough people in our country now to fill the jobs that we have right now. But we have to make sure those folks are getting a decent wage and making sure that their rights are protected. And we also have to make sure that we have an adult conversation in Congress about the give and take and how this works.
Yeah, so that one there, that's Representative Balin. And I find it funny. She said, we ain't gonna have nobody wipe our asses. So this is the thing right here, y'all, is and then I hate when they sit there and they try to speak for everybody. So because that's not what everybody voted for. Yeah, that's what majority of people voted for. They voted for that, which y'all wasn't gonna do. You wasn't gonna go get these people out, and then on top of that, you let them all in. See, so the arguments about like we said before, 30 years, you've been here 30, 40 years, whatnot, whatever. Miss me with that. What about all the 15 million, whatever, that came across in the past 4 years? That's the argument right there. You just open the borders and you just let all these people in. So you haven't even been here 4 years, 5 years. So why is it these people get special treatment? And then all the people who have been here 10 years or whatever, waiting, doing things the right way, you just let them pass the line. You let them get ahead and skip ahead, and it was okay for that. So Balin right there, she full of it. And then she talk about, man, well, everybody's going to play by the same rules. Well, if that's the case, then why is it you're, letting all these people come in and you're making it harder for the ones who already been here. You did that. You made it harder. So this is my thing is I had a conversation with one of the guys at work the other day, and he was telling me a story about how, so he's here, he's an immigrant, he's here legally. When he first got here, he had a student visa. Okay, so because he had a student visa, he was allowed to come here and be in school, but he wasn't allowed to work. Okay, now he had told me that he needed a job, so he ended up getting a job, and when he got a job, he had got blessed with a car, and when he ended up getting a job, the guy who hired him told him, since you're not here legally to work, I'll give you the job, but I'm going to pay you half pay of what he's paying the other people, and gave him the job. And he did it. And this is exactly what these people are taking advantage of. A lot of these Americans, and it's America's fault too. This ain't just, the immigrants. This Americans' fault too. Because see, the Americans come in, they say, well, man, damn, I can get 2 for 1. I'll go ahead and hire Jose and Carlito or whatever, and they think it's slick, and they, for the same $20 that they get one guy, they get 2 guys. And then on top of that, since they're not here legally, they can't really say nothing, and they just get treated the way they get treated. Now, some people might treat them right, and some people, they're going to dog them out. But with all that too, though, he came here legally, and then when he ended up becoming legal, what ends up happening is he ends up now making the money that everybody else around him is supposed to make. So this is what my argument was, or my discussion was with him, was that if Biden and Kamala really wanted, if the Democrats really want these citizens to become legal, why is their fight not to get more judges on the border, to change the policies? Oh, see, even if you don't change the policy, we already have a procedure. One of the biggest arguments in whining and complaining is about it is that we don't have enough people, enough judges to process all these cases fast enough. So why do we not have more judges? I haven't heard not once in all of this anybody actually have the argument, and that's all you needed. So why didn't Biden, when he sent all that money over to Ukraine, why didn't he chop off $1 million or $2 million and say, look, okay, we're bringing all these people into America. Let's go ahead and get some more judges on the payroll, and then we can turn around and we can make this a faster process. And in that way, it's something that can't be reversed either way, because once they're here, then they're legal. Because I honestly believe that me, myself personally, I believe that the whole intention is to dissolve the border. It's not to make them legal. It's to get rid of legal status all the way around. Because they don't even want there to be a such thing. They just want it to be one open world, so everybody can go and come. But see, the thing is with one open world, and then you can end up with one world leader and one world government. And honestly, I'm not with that. I don't rock with that. Now, if you rock with that, then that's on you. I mean, we in America right now so far to this point, so you still got a freedom to believe how you want to believe. But I honestly believe when it gets that direction, you ain't gonna have that freedom no more. So better keep that energy. But this is the type of stuff they talking about, oh, we're not going to have nobody to wipe our asses. They're not working. And this is my message to illegal immigrants. This is my message to all of you out there that are here right now that aren't supposed to be here legally. Stop thinking these people are for you. These people are not for you. Now, We might want you to leave and come back and be legal. I do want you to pay taxes. I pay taxes. I want you to pay the same taxes I do. You know? I ain't mad at you for getting away with it, but pay the same taxes I do. But even at that, though, these people are not for you. These people really want you to be the slaves. If they could, they would. If it was legal and it was right, they would beat you across the head, bring you across that border in black, white, whatever. I don't care. Anybody on that side of the fence that's fighting this hard right now, I don't believe they really want you here legally anyways. They want you here so that you can do the labor cheap, so you can wipe their asses. That's what they want. It's elitism. It's the mentality of I'm better than you. You'll never be better than a sharecropper. You'll never be better than a cotton picker. And even these black folks got this mentality now. You know, some of them out there, they so slick, they so smart, they so uppity. And don't get it twisted. I'm not an uneducated man. I might be how my daddy called it, man, we educated dumbasses. But at the same time, too, though, some of them just think they better. They think they better than you. They think they better than me. So they don't want you here legally. They want you here so you can do the job that a guy who was doing it for $20 an hour, $30 an hour, you could do it for $5. Shut up, get in your place, and be happy that we let you be here. That's the truth about it. Be happy you here. Get in place. You know what they really want to do? They want to call you nigga. But those are the ones that are really taking advantage of you, exploiting the immigrants, the illegal immigrants. Because, see, legal immigrants don't have this issue. They get the money they're supposed to. They have the rights they're supposed to. Has there been some that end up in some situations? There's a few out there maybe. I had to look all the way into the stories. Haven't looked all the way into them. But some of them are false. But, it happens. This is a operation that's like kind of huge. It's a big operation. Something's bound to happen. But we're only going to focus on the one. So if that's all we're going to focus on, then we also got to focus on the other issues as well. Like we have illegals killing people left and right. And nobody's talking about it. Especially like this young black lady here who was killed. So we talk about Lincoln Riley and the rest of them. And don't get me wrong, those are tragedies. All of it is tragedies. All the death that has occurred has been a tragedy. Even the political violence that happened to the Minnesota lady, that was a tragedy. All of it has been. But just like this lady here that we're about to speak about next, nobody mentions her, but every once in a while, like a few little stories, and then it disappears, and it's like in the wind. But we'll go ahead and we'll throw our little 2 cents on it and mention it just to keep the name out there. Larisha Thompson.
Larisha Thompson was working 2 jobs to give her daughters, who are 12 and 20 years old, a good life.
She made a way for them to do and be able to do whatever, whenever. She, was their best friends, talked to them all day long.
Tiffany Thompson now has to care for those girls. It's a promise she made to her sister, Larisha.
I haven't slept. I haven't ate. I just feel sick to my stomach.
Larisha, known to family as Sherelle, was on her way out for bowling with friends on May 2nd, but she never made it. Family found her shot dead at the wheel of her car on the side of the road.
There's a lot on all of us. We numb, we angry. Like I said, we sad.
Deputies arrested 3 adults and 3 teens, ages 13 to 21, for Larisha's murder. The sheriff says none of the suspects are in the country legally.
I just gotta pray for them. Like, I can't be angry. I'm not angry at them. I'm angry that they didn't leave her alone.
Detectives say the 6 suspects also broke into this convenience store 2 days before they're accused of killing Larisha at random.
The store owner says the suspects tried to get in by shooting up this door, but they couldn't get in. So they shot up the back camera, but missed the front one. And deputies were able to use surveillance pictures from that to catch up with them.
Investigators say the gun in the attempted break-in at the store belonged to Asiel Amenarez Torres Chirinos and was the same gun used to kill Larisha.
I just want Sherelle back. I just want my sister back.
Tiffany is staying strong, praying she'll be able to raise her nieces like their mother would.
Now, that young lady lost a life. Say young lady, but she's a young lady. And, I mean, especially to die at that age, you know, especially in a tragic way. But this is the thing is, I've seen a few people speak about it, but very few people spoke about this. Okay? Very few. And you had 3 young men and then 3 adults, which they were in their 20s or whatnot, I believe the ages were. Maybe one of them was like 30 something, but either way, they were adults. But they're all illegal immigrants. And just like Lincoln Riley and the rest of them, this lady didn't have to die. She didn't have to die. So, if they wasn't here, she might still be alive. And then you're talking about you want black people to stand beside you while this goes down, and nobody protests against this, right? It's just like when them black cops killed that one black man, and then the black cops got off on it. Nobody threw an uprising about that, right? This is why I say all y'all are hypocrites. So the people who think that I'm fake and phony or whatnot, you are fake and phony. Because you're riding, but you sit there and your double standard is that which is making me not want to ride with you. So like I said before, Republican or Democrat makes no never mind. The double standard you're setting makes it to where people don't want to ride with you. This young black lady was killed, and you've said nothing about it. You've protested nothing about it. Your whole thing is hate in your heart, and the hate in your heart is what's going to try to destroy our country. Because your hate for one man, and it's not even his policies, it's not the Republicans, they just hate that one man. And because they hate that one man, you're willing to let all this bad happen. Even to our own people. So, you're full of it. And I don't want to hear anything else you got to say. And I tell you what, I tell you like this. Anybody who is willing to come on the show, have a conversation with me about it, the invitation's open. So, you let me know. But with that, we're going to end it tonight. And I do wish y'all a great weekend. It's been a long week. We'll see hopefully what next week brings. Summer's getting here. It's getting hotter. You know, when it gets hotter, people's temperatures start to rise even more. So it's already boiling going in. Let's see if it gets any worse going out. But I thank y'all once again for joining. Humble Not Timid. Another voice, another choice.
Getting mad at me, player, but they taking my place. And I'm a misbreed, homie, so they hate my race. Or maybe I'm just ugly, so they hate my face. Either way it go, homie, take the hating away. Now I'm suited in my armor, and I'm just ready to play. So now put me in coach, cause I'm just ready to play. See, I told y'all I ain't going nowhere.